Let's tighten up again. It's your boy, the One Piece Shark, back here again with two guests. Had them on previously. I mean, really within the last couple of weeks. So, welcome my guys, Mike Patton and Chris Lewis, back again. How y'all doing?
Doing great, man.
Good, man. Doing good.
Cool. Like I said, I had to bring y'all back on. Chris, you're a Colts fan, and ironically, Mike, you're a 49ers fan. So,
Right. Nobody
ironically,
really knows it, but yes, I'm a 49ers fan.
so it was just on the right to bring y'all back on. Like I said, you covered touring the AFC South, so I want to get both of y'all on, but it just happens that we played the Colts after the Colts played the 49ers. So let's go and get right into week 7 review. And we'll start with that Sunday night game and what was it? A monsoon, crazy type of weather, very ugly game. But I know y'all talked a little bit about it, and check out Chris' new show. I have y'all put up y'all stuff in a second. Chris has dropped a new show, Drop All Spot with Mike. So y'all did discuss it a little bit on there. So the Colts pulled out the victory, a very ugly game. I did want to get a little bit of y'all thoughts on the game, starting with Mike. With the 49ers, I was watching it with my wife, right? And and y'all talked about this on Drop All Spot, and every single penalty on every pass, I looked at her, I was like, how are you supposed to make it to the NFL? So, like, can you just go back over, like, why they just want, and Titans has done this too, just like throughout the season, just not turn around, look at the ball. Like, why do DBs consistently not turn around?
Well, I actually played defensive back all the way through college, so I can definitely tell you a few things there. But one thing is, of course, you don't know when the ball's coming. If a receiver's good, a receiver will hold the catch until the last minute, and of course, you don't know when to turn around, stuff like that. But in these instances, if you look at these plays, the receiver turns around, runs back towards the ball, and you're still looking at him. Yeah, I just think, that was blowing my mind. But I will say this, Emmanuel Mosley, I saw it, like I said, I've seen him, I saw him play since he was at the University of Tennessee. University of Tennessee, he didn't really have good ball skills there. So imagine my surprise, he made it to the NFL, and he's starting on somebody's team, and he still doesn't have ball skills. So, it just, to me, it didn't surprise me that he caught a pass interference call or two, because I saw it all through college with him. It just amazes me. I'm trying to figure out, what are the defensive back coaches coaching? What's going on to where you can't, you can't teach somebody ball skills, but you can still teach somebody the techniques. So I just wonder in my mind, what is going on? Because this isn't the first week this has happened with the 49ers. It happened the previous week, and the previous week before that, and the week before that. You're always going to get at least one or two calls like this against the 49ers every single week. It's going to happen.
And I'm gonna tell you, and that repurposes by saying I am a Tennessee Vols fan, and I remember Mosley. Like you said, everything he said about him was spot on. And when I saw him on the field with y'all Sunday, I was like, how did he make it to the NFL?
Hold on. I'll tell you this, though. He did rebirth himself. He doesn't go by Emmanuel Mosley very much anymore. You know what they call him around the 49ers camp?
What?
They call him E-Man. Yeah, like he's some superhero. But, it just, to me, the same guy, until you show me something different. I will say he has played hard and made his way to the league, and I commend him for that. Yeah. But he just never developed any ball skills, and we saw it on full display Sunday night.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of Vols, do y'all still have Juwan Jennings and Jalen Hurd?
Yes, they're still on the team. Jalen Hurd is still hurt. And as far as Juwan Jennings, I believe with Jalen Hurd being hurt, that actually helped Juwan Jennings make the team.
Yep.
Because the first couple weeks, he got in the end zone, stuff like that. But as the season's gone on, he's been relegated to what many thought he would be, is like the fifth wide receiver. He did have a chance to make a catch in the game, but he wouldn't have gone anywhere. That ball hit him in the hands and bounced off of him. But there was like 3 Colts defenders by him, so he wouldn't have gone anywhere anyway. So he actually did a good thing by not catching the football.
Facts. Well, just to some comments real quick. My guy Ryan Harris, what up, fellas?
What's up? What's up?
I got Ian said, "What's happening, fellas? Tying up." And Ryan did have something to say about quarterbacks. They purposely underthrow those passes to get penalties. Yep, because they don't look back at the ball.
Yep.
I
And
totally
I think
agree.
that's why Carson Wentz was just throwing it up like that
Yep.
because it's like it's wet, it's cold, it's raining. Let's see what we could get.
Like, why did the 49ers try that same game plan? Because as Chris, as you allude to almost every episode, y'all
That's not their.
cornerbacks are out.
That's not their. That's not who they are. They
Yeah.
don't. They don't take a lot of deep shots. They take more the crossing patterns, things like that. They're
Yeah.
more similar. I would say, in a sense, they're similar to the Titans. They don't take
Titans,
a lot
yep.
of deep shots. They take a lot of shots with crossing, crossing patterns, things like that. Yeah, that's more of what they do, and I'm just irritated and trying to figure out what happened after the first drive. You had something working, and you just decide to go away from it the whole rest of the game. Like, it's almost like Kyle Shanahan's on the sideline, like, I'm gonna make this win as difficult as possible. Watch this. That's almost like he's doing that on the sideline.
I'm gonna show y'all how much of a guru I am. Watch this. Watch how we do this.
And that's how he lost them 2 Super Bowls, as a matter of fact, too.
Yup.
But so I guess I got one last question for you, Mike. So the 49ers now will sit at 2-4 in probably the toughest division in football. Well, Russell Wilson hurt, so Seattle probably not the bigger factor anymore. But how do you think y'all could turn around y'all season and still get to the playoffs?
The defense is going to turn it around. I mean, the defense will play better. The defense actually didn't play horrible, give or take some pass interference calls. They didn't play horrible. But offensively, I'm not for sure. I'm just not for sure. The best thing we have going on offense is Deebo Samuel, who's having a career year right now. Other than that, you don't have any other wide receiver to go along with them. George Kittle's been hurt, and you're playing a running back by committee style. So it doesn't bode well for the 49ers making the playoffs.
Yeah, George Kittle hurt in my fantasy team too. I won 4 in a row. He got put on IR, lost 3 in a row. So I need him back pretty soon. All right, let me get some of these comments. Ian, he actually lives in San Francisco. He said they're ready to get rid of Shanahan.
Hey, I hate to tell Ian, but they just signed him to a 4-year extension. He's not going anywhere after this year.
And my guy Skyler from Let's Be Real, my Let's Be Real co-host and starting 5 co-host, said 49ers need to compensate QB to stay healthy. Yep,
that's true. That's what Trey Lance will be.
Yep. Do you expect him to start take over start job at some point? Do you expect him?
I actually expect him to be the starter towards the end of the season. I mean, honestly, I expect Jimmy G to probably get hurt again. So, I mean, if that's the case,
that happens.
Yeah. I expect him to start.
Well, Ian said, yeah, no dog. Yeah, Ian a Titans fan. He's from Jackson, Tennessee, so they just saying what they saying.
I definitely hear Ian. I'm just saying he's not going anywhere. They can yell as much as they want.
That's just the fans and media, so it's what the organization want. So let's move forward to Chris and the Colts. So what y'all want, 3 or 4 now? But like me, I am the type of person. Win is a win. It's NFL. Any given Sunday, it's the Titans demonstrate every week against whoever they play against. So, a lot of people would say y'all haven't beaten anybody. To me, the San Francisco game is a tough win, regardless, because that's on the road, the West Coast Sunday night against I still believe San Francisco is a good team. So, how do you treat that when people say that y'all haven't beat anybody?
I mean, really, what I say is that you have to look at the teams that we played. You had to look at the conditions that we've played in. So with the San Francisco win, it was a big win because of the weather conditions and because of the team that was playing against. They have a really good pass rush, probably like a top 5 pass rush, especially over there with Bosa. And so, I mean, you have to respect that, and you have to respect what our offensive line did to keep Carson Wentz upright that game. I mean, I know the rain slows things down a little bit, but if you watch the game, Bosa was back there a little bit. Carson Wentz had to navigate the pocket. Also, when you look at the Seahawks game, I think we lost by like 9 points, 10 points, something like that. It was a closer game than really what it looked. The Rams game, we lost by 3. and this was the team that everybody was saying was the best in the league.
Mm-hmm.
So we lost by 3, and this is after Carson Wentz is coming back from the broken foot. Then after the Rams, he had both the sprained ankles, and then we went to go play the Titans, and we lost that game by like 9 points. So as you see week in and week out, Carson Wentz is getting healthier. He's getting more comfortable with his receivers. He's getting more comfortable back there playing the quarterback position for the Colts. So for people to say that we haven't played anybody, football is a lot deeper than just the other team that you're playing against.
Mm-hmm.
You have to look and see how the team's chemistry is. You got to look and see how they're winning these games, how they're pulling these games out. And all I gotta say, I already said before, I could see us going. I think it was 11-6 going forward or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's still a possibility. I mean, we have the 2 games that I see really or there's 3. You got the Bucks, you got the Bills, and you got the Cardinals. Those are the 3 games that I see that, and those are later in the season. So again, chemistry is going to come into effect, and health is going to come into effect. So you're going to have to see where we are by then. But those are still games I think we could win against good football teams. So we'll see what happens as the season goes on.
Yep, for sure. Like I always say, as Titans fan, we respect the Colts. I don't care what y'all record is. I don't care. It's just something about playing against y'all that's always gonna be tough. Even that first game, Carson Wentz couldn't move, and we probably should have we turned the ball over. We kind of self-imposed, self-inflicted ourselves. But also Carson Wentz was hurt, and if he was fully healthy, it could have been a totally different game as well. So playing y'all is always tough. And like I said, we'll play y'all again this week, and we'll get to that in a second. But as for another thing with the Colts, that Ravens game, like it's so many games, like the Ravens and the Rams game. You can look at that. Y'all are 3-4 right now. Y'all can easily be 5-2.
And that's another thing. Like you said, the Ravens game. Had we not got very conservative on defense, which as you see lately, Frank Reich ain't been that conservative anymore. Like he's going for it. But had we not been that conservative on offense and defense, we could have very well knocked off the Ravens on Monday Night Football. And that's the thing, because I called for us to win that game, and it was looking pretty for us.
Yep.
And then we wanted to get conservative, going prevent defense, and it just wasn't working.
Yep. And Ryan has a question. Does Wentz still have 2 sprained ankles?
I hope not, man. He doesn't look like it. He's moving around, like he's running the ball, getting down, and stuff like that. So I hope his ankle's fine.
You got that super tape, man.
He got that super tape. He got the kinetic tape on his leg, and then he got the ankle wraps and everything. I mean, there was one play he got hit. I think it was by Fred Warner, because he was running and it came and hit his legs. I'm like, oh man, please get up, because I know you hit Wentz's legs. It might be over for him.
I tell you what he did. He put holy water on his ankles, man. Yeah,
that was a good one. And speaking of hurt QBs, Skyler, go back to San Francisco. Shanahan just can't get lucky with a healthy QB. For any coach, when you don't have a QB, you can't win. Yep,
that's true.
Legs. And we got a Chargers fan in the building. Hello, what did he do? Ryan flex tape.
he had holy water. Let's see what else he had. He put holy water on his ankles while he was playing Try Jesus by Tobin and Weeway. That's what he
did. Y'all coming with it today. Oh man. So let's get on to I guess it was the most surprising result of the weekend or Sunday. The Titans just manhandling the Chiefs. 27-3. I have no words. No lie, I woke up Sunday morning and it wasn't I woke up and I had a feeling we could blow out the Chiefs, but I didn't think it would be what we held them 3 points blowout. I thought it'd be like a 40-27, some type of shootout, but we'll get a turnover or 2, and that'd be the difference. Cause I knew our pass rush. We haven't had pass rush and I don't know how long. All of a sudden we got one this year, so I knew last time played against Pat Mahomes, the last 2 times played against him, he threw all over us because he had all day to throw the ball. So I knew that was gonna be different this time. But 27-3, did not expect. What were y'all thoughts, I guess, from both sides of the spectrum? from that game.
You want to go first, Chris?
Yeah, I can go. I was shocked. After the Buffalo game, I was like, okay, Kansas City could possibly lose this game. After seeing what Tennessee beat Buffalo, I was like, all right, Kansas City could possibly lose this game this week. But I was like, I'm gonna still ride with KC because I think they're gonna. Every week is like I think Kansas City's gonna put it together. they're gonna get it together and they're gonna be back to the Kansas City we've seen the past 2-3 years. And so I was a little surprised, especially the way it was because it was like 27-3 or something like that. So
Yeah.
I was surprised by the score mostly because I'm like, dang, Kansas City really can't do nothing. I knew they couldn't stop nobody, so I expected it to kind of be a shootout, but it won't even that. It was just Tennessee just had its way. Kansas City continues the turnovers. I mean, we've seen turnover after turnover every week, whether it's the receivers, Patrick Mahomes, whoever it is, they turning over the ball. So I don't know. I was just shocked. And I guess I should stop leaning on Kansas City to return to how they were because apparently that ain't going to happen no time soon.
That's true. Boy, oh boy. That was bad, man. That was bad. I'm sorry. I'm just still thinking about how bad that was Sunday. Well, okay,
and Derrick Henry ain't even get going like that.
That's what I said.
That bad.
They actually stopped him. They actually stopped him.
Got like 80 yards. That was it.
On like 20 carries, won't it?
Yeah,
right.
29 carries for 86 yards.
Yeah.
3 yards a carry.
Man, I was kind of miffed by that. Watching the game, I will say that, I kind of had this feeling. I kind of like comparing stuff to music. So just ride with me real quick. Okay. So the way I was thinking about this game was, how everybody was talking about Kanye doing these concerts in arenas and, man, this album's going to be great and this, that, and the other. And, you play that one song, you keep waiting on him to jump on and kill the beat, but he never killed the beat. It's the end of the song. That's how I kind of felt about Kansas City in this game. I kept waiting. I'm like, they're going to have a moment. And it just never happened. It just never happened. I mean, the offensive line couldn't block anybody. You got wide receivers that really, they dropped a couple passes they could have caught. But it just seemed like they were all out of sorts in that Mahomes was trying to make plays and trying to make plays. Mm-hmm. He was trying to throw it through a keyhole, and that ended up being an interception. Then he was running down the field. Instead of sliding, he tries to get those extra yards, and here comes Kevin Byard, mother football. So it just seemed like he was just out of rhythm the entire day. And, we got to kudos to the Titans defense, mainly 3 people on the Titans defense. David Long Jr., Danico Autry, and Harold Landry III. And he's shaking his head.
Shout out to the Colts.
Danico Autry can play for the Colts. But, yeah, he, those 3 right there. And I will say this, just to be honest, the 2 Titans that I think, well, the 3 Titans that have been the most consistent the entire year, David Long Jr., Harold Landry, Danico Autry. Those 3 have been the most consistent Titans the entire year. And as far as the Chiefs, they're in last place. They're pretty much in last place in that division. I don't know what to say. I think it might be over this year. They thought they were going to revamp this line, and they revamped it to be, have him running around and running get track exercise, basically running track out there. They basically revamped the line for him to run track again this year.
Right. Yeah, I'm not. I'm kind of like Chris. I still believe they're gonna turn it around at some point. I just refuse to believe that they about to go out like this.
They about to go out like this, right? Like it's hard to believe that the Chiefs are going out like this. Like they're going down bad. Man. It's hard to believe, man.
And that was like, I think they just finally hit rock bottom. But Patrick Mahomes has never really had any adversity since he's been a starter. It's been rare. Like I guess the Super Bowl last year, which every time a team loses the Super Bowl, outside the Patriots and Tom Brady and them, when they lost, they went right back. Everybody else seemed to struggle the next year. Like it's kind of like a recurring theme. So I don't know what it is about that outside the Patriots. But Go to some more comments. I got Justin McKinney, tighten up from Arkansas, tighten up. In left allowed. Justin Mahomes and Devin not score a touchdown. Right outside the Super Bowl, that was on the other game, and so that was the first regular season game. Bud Dupree, yep, Skyler, former Steeler, he's still a fan. He liked the signing from the Titans, and we got Bud Dupree finally healthy. Like he said, he had a good feeling about the game too, but wasn't expecting on 3 points. Yep, same thing as me. Skyler, golly, man, I wrote a paragraph. That's what I got though. I was talking about all those picks account. Well, this is true. A lot of them were drop passes. A lot of crazy ones that he threw that was like ridiculous throws that I don't know why he tried to make, but been getting away with them
because they work. I mean, when you're getting away with them all the time, you're gonna do it again. Gonna continue doing it until it don't work no more. And he got away with it his whole career because of the arm talent.
Which they were playing high level before this game. DC, yep. Defense is atrocious. And my argument early in the season was like their defense hadn't never really been good, but they are like worse like than ever before this season. Yeah,
that was the thing too. Like when I was looking at the defense, or at the beginning of the season, I was like, that defense ain't really been that good anyway. But when you go back and look at the like their rankings, the years that they went to the Super Bowl, their defense was like middle of the pack, like 15, 16. So they weren't that good, but they were a lot better than where they are now. Because right now they're like 31st, 32nd, right there with the Seahawks. So I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, how did y'all fall off that bad?
Right.
I know one person that better be tightening up that resume right now. That'd be Spags over there coaching that defense for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Surprised he ain't gone right now. Oh man. And Ian came again. I also think once they realized that just stop Henry wasn't going to stop the Titans, it was going to be a long day and kind of gave up. True.
Hey, can I answer that one?
Yeah.
He said they kind of gave up. I'm like, honestly, that's just the Kansas City Chiefs defense. They didn't give up. They just couldn't get it done.
Like, what happened to what's the defense line? Chris Jones.
Chris Jones. They got him playing out of position. So like because they went and got the dude from Jaron Reed.
He showed it.
They put him in the middle and they got Chris Jones playing on the edge. And Chris Jones is fast enough to create pass rush through the middle. He's not fast enough out there on the edge. Like there's it's a whole different animal. The only person that not the only person, but the one that you see it happen to most consistently is Aaron Donald. He can work the middle, work the edge, whatever. Chris Jones ain't like that. He's big, but he ain't big. He's not fast enough to work that edge and get around those tackles.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I heard y'all talking about the safeties.
Oh
yeah, Sorensen, man.
Hey, I'm telling you, Bomani Jones said this guy could be a carbon copy for our boy out there, Nick Sorensen, and they can swap in and out, just put the same jersey on him.
I don't know. Have y'all seen the picture that was floating around Twitter where Sorensen getting burnt and Tyron just standing there like this?
Yeah.
on like three plays that Tyron just standing there with his hands up because Sorensen back there getting burnt. So I mean.
You know what? And that's how Kevin Byard felt last year, you know. And now he having a Pro Bowl year.
Yeah. They're finally putting him in the right position to make plays. Exactly. Last year, I'm looking at Byard last year. I'm like, man, if they don't quit playing him as a man-to-man safety and put him as the sniper back there.
Yeah, put him back there in coverage, let him do his thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Justin McKinney, brother's Colts fan. They watch Avery Brown say he's the best receiver in the game. I got him top 10, but yes.
Boy, oh boy.
And even top 10, you know, he right there. Like at the, it's an argument.
Yeah, even with top 10.
Receiver in the game. Ooh,
I love AJ.
I like AJ too. I mean, I like the physical receiver that AJ is, but AJ ain't no He ain't the best receiver in the game.
Yeah, he ain't there yet. Maybe he ain't Devontae Adams or Stephon Diggs or D Hop
or Cooper Kupp right now.
Yeah, Cooper Kupp looks like he might be the best receiver in the game right now. For real.
Golly. Well, we all know D Hop. Yeah, Glad he out in the division.
D-Hop not playing like it right now. He's playing good, but I would say Devontae Adams and
Devontae Adams.
Cooper
That's
Kupp
because with D-Hop they got to share the wealth, man.
Yeah,
they got to share the wealth.
They got 1,000 people. Then they added Zach Ertz. Like
they got like 10,000 receivers out there that they put out on the field every week.
But man, well, yeah. Before we move on, I know like me and Mike, we had a discussion last time about the Titans after the Jets lost. Like this happens every year, and as a matter of fact, like 3 years ago, for our Let's Be Real podcast, we named the episode was Let's Tighten Up. We came off, we lost to the Bills, Josh Allen's rookie year. Bills only won like 4 games, but we lost to them when what's my name? Nick Williams dropped his game-winning touchdown pass. Bad loss. Then a couple weeks later, Monday Night Football played the Cowboys, who were underdogs right after they traded for Amari Cooper. We win that game. The following Sunday, we beat the Patriots in the blowout. So I kind of compared this year to that. Lose to the Jets, a bad team who last year lost to Cincinnati, a bad team. You know what I thought about this? When we lose to a bad team, they make the playoffs the next year. That year we lost to the Bills. Next year they make playoffs. Last year lost to the Bengals. This year they number 1 ALC right now. So I don't know if Jets gonna be good next year, but it seems like a recurring thing.
Well, boy, you stretching that one a lot with the Jets, man.
Hey, I'm pretty sure nobody saw the Bills being good after the Titans lost to them. Nobody saw this from the Bengals. We just talked about that yesterday, Mike. Nobody saw this from the Bengals.
Not a soul. Not a soul.
You never know. What's it now, dog? Sure now. I didn't say it was. I just said it's a curry thing.
I'll say this. The Jets will be good in a in a different universe, kind of like Marvel. We got Earth 23. Earth 18, the Jets will be like the most dominant team out there.
Hey, that might happen next year. Who knows?
What we talking about? We gonna be Earth 18? I mean,
what Shanahan said when they asked him about the quarterback, I don't even know if we'll be alive tomorrow or something like that.
Oh man, it's crazy. But yeah, so really that's how the name of this podcast came about. It's been I started last year. It came from that episode. Let's be real, and seemed like it's all coming all together after 3 years later. So let's get on to Titans-Colts Preview Part 2. This time with the healthy Wentz, supposedly. And where y'all want to start? How do y'all expect this game to go down on the second go round? I'll start with Chris, Colts fan.
I don't know. So like both teams are playing a little bit better since the first meeting. We're home, so I think that gives us a little advantage. But I don't know. We gotta, like I told Mike, we gotta stay healthy on the defensive backside because we went and signed some. I saw we had Darnez Denard back in. We signed him October 20th to the practice squad. They haven't upgraded him to the active roster yet, but we signed a couple other people. We went and got a safety today. A die from, I remember he played for the Chargers. Yeah. But we went and got him today. So we went and tried to shore up our defensive backfield because every week in and week out, it never fails. Somebody goes down. They think we're going to get Braden Smith back this week, which shores up our offensive line completely. All 5 starters back out there. Then who else? They said Toure might come back this week. And I forget who else they said might come back this week, or T.Y. Hilton. But I mean, he's not the same T.Y., but he can still get get it done a little bit. So for me, it's just a matter of us continuing to get healthy. If we can get healthy by Sunday, then I think we have a good chance of winning this game. Carson Wentz seems to be healthy. He's playing a lot better, not making too many mistakes. I throw that whole fumble interception thing he did last week on Chris Collinsworth starting the drive off, talking about how Carson Wentz has been so great and blah, blah, blah. We all know Chris Collinsworth will jinx the hell out of a team. And so, I throw that on him because even after he said that, the first throw Carson Wentz threw went to Josh Norman, and just so happened Josh Norman couldn't catch it because it's raining. So So yeah, as long as we continue to get healthy, I think we could win this game. With the Titans, we either beat y'all twice a year or we split the games. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so I can see that happening, but it's a big game for us because we have to beat you all because this is pretty much for the division.
Yep.
Now, even if we lose, if we can find a way to continue winning games, then we could probably still make the playoffs. But we have to win this game, in my opinion. This is like a must win if we want to guarantee a playoff spot.
Yep, I totally agree. I think it's more of a must win for y'all than us because
For sure.
for the division factor. Because if y'all lose there, y'all be 4 games back because y'all lose the tiebreaker. So y'all be 3 games back and lost column and 4 games back. So at that point, I won't say the division is over because the Titans like to lose to the Texans or somebody. We like to do that type of thing. But the rest of our schedule is considered easy, not for us, but it seems like the Bills just to be.
With Tyrod coming back, y'all might be liable to drop one against the Texans with Tyrod coming back. Hopefully, I mean, for me, it's hope. I'm hoping.
So before you made about T.Y., I don't care how it's still T.Y. Hilton against the Titans. As far as I know, Naheem Hines, I'm make sure I'm picking him up on my fantasy team this week because every time he play against us, he do something. So I'm pretty sure he's gonna be starting on my fantasy team this week. I saw him on the waiver wire. So
he's due for one, man, because he ain't had one in a while. So not T.Y., but Naheem Hines is due for one. He should have had one in the 49ers game, but he dropped it. He would have had a tutter in the game, but he dropped the pass, and so he's due for one.
And he's always due for one against the Titans.
Exactly.
He always
every time
against the Titans.
So now it's like he definitely due for one now because we playing the Titans, right?
That's what I said. I'm a Titans fan. I'm picking him up in my fantasy team because I know. Right, I say it's a classic trap game. I actually disagree with that. I can see because it's a big matchup against the Rams, but this division, like it's the Colts.
Right.
I really highly doubt they look past. In my opinion, we can afford to lose to the Rams because that's a NFC opponent. So it's not AFC or division opponent. So it does hurt us tiebreaker wise. But you never know, Tice. You never know. I got Damian Adams, man. So you had to come to Facebook. You just leave all the fire comments on Twitter. So actually, Damian. Twitter changed their live thing where you can't leave comments on there anymore or something. Like I can't even see comments from Twitter. It's like straight YouTube or Facebook, but it still shows the broadcast on Twitter. I don't know why they changed it. They changed it like a couple weeks ago. Crazy. But hey, Mike, I guess in your opinion, what is a key to win for both teams?
Well, key to win for both teams is definitely the running game. Everyone talks about Derrick Henry and the pace he's on to crush the rushing record. People forget that the Colts have Jonathan Taylor and he can run the football very well himself. So that's going to be a key thing right there.
They did. That was crazy.
They didn't forget about him in the first game.
He was killing.
That's the reason we're not going to forget about Jonathan Taylor because they forgot about him in the first few games. They ain't forgetting about him no more.
But also, I will say that the 49ers kind of laid a little bit of a blueprint for how the Titans can win this game. They went a little bit misdirection. I don't think the Titans will go misdirection, but they could kind of do a little bit of RPO action. They do that in their offense, and then also, of course, with the play action, the bootlegs, rolling out to the opposite side, having like a wide receiver drag across. Mm-hmm. They could do some of those things as well. So. Definitely the running game is going to be key for both teams. Whoever plays the best off the running game, which the Titans are probably one of the best play action teams in the NFL the last couple of years, that's going to be the biggest key factor. And for the Colts, one guy has to play really, really well, and it's not Darius Leonard. They need the big man inside, Buckner, to dominate this game. If he's able to stop the run, then I think the Titans will have a tougher time passing against the Colts than they will against than they did against the Chiefs. And as far as the Titans, of course, you need Jeffrey Simmons to play well. But speaking of your injuries, in terms of the Colts' injuries, the Titans are a mass unit back there. So that'll be interesting. If Breon Borders has to play, please God, for the Titans fans are probably saying, please God. Don't let him forget
Hey.
how to play in that position.
Hope
Don't
Chris
let
Jackson.
him
I
not
hope-
turn around.
I hope
defend
Jack
people.
Rabbit has to guard Michael Pittman.
No,
If Jack Rabbit has to
No.
guard
I
Michael
hope they
Pittman,
put him on Michael
it's
Pittman.
curtains. Because
no.
big physical receivers, he does not do well with.
Put that rabbit
He
over
don't.
open stove or open fire and cook him, man.
Hey, as far as I don't know who Jack Rabbit is. It's Janoris until further notice.
He
He got the-
I don't know if you know, but he said he wants to go by Jack Rabbit.
I know he ain't playing like it. He played like Janoris.
Put him over the open fire,
Or like my guy
barbecue
Ryan said,
rabbit,
Bunny
barbecue
rabbit. Oh man,
I expect him to be on T.Y. Hilton more this game.
He probably will with T.Y. coming
he's better
back.
with the speed guys. Hopefully we get Chris Jackson back. I know Christian Fulton probably won't be back, our best corner. So hopefully Chris Jackson's back. He didn't do too bad against the Bills. I mean, yeah, he did pretty good in the game. So, man, my keys is kind of the same as Mike with the Titans. Key in on the run for defense. Key in on the run and make Wentz beat you. We need to get that pass rush going. Same thing as the Chiefs game. It was a pleasing sight to finally have a pass rush. And we knew, like with Jeffrey Simmons, Harold Landry, Denico Autry, and Bud Dupree at the same time, we knew that was going to be pretty lethal, and they proved to be. So just need to continue that trajectory to save the secondary. But if they can't, we could be in trouble. But I think the same for the Colts. If they do shut down Henry, I do think, of course, my whole thing is establish the passing game out of play action early because, and Justin Kennedy actually said that, hope to see play action early deep shots. So it might not necessarily be deep shots. It'd be those crossing patterns. But when you got Julio and AJ crossing, it's a different story than just who we had in this game. Westbrook Ikini and Cam Batson. That's who we had in the game. Josh Reynolds, yeah. Even Marcus Johnson. That was our third. He's our third best receiver. Where she took another Colts player, Marcus Johnson and Chester Rogers. Didn't go Autry. They all decided to migrate to the Titans for whatever reason, but hey.
They wanted to get back on the Colts. That's why they wanted to get that get back for the Colts not re-signing them.
I'm still miffed that they didn't sign Denico Autry back.
Right.
He was, and that's the thing. Like, he was our only really consistent pass rusher. I mean, Buckner. Buckner. He's been good. Like, I like him over there.
Right, Damien, bro.
Buckner over there is legit, but with Denico Autry was nasty, and I guess that's what they thinking that they can get from Kwity Paye, and I mean he made some noise last game, so we'll see what happens this one.
I'm not sold on Kwity Paye yet because Kwity Paye,
I'm not sold on him either.
He kind of
got ways to go.
I'm gonna liken him to a basketball player for those that I'm gonna.
Hopefully it's not Kwame Brown.
No, not gonna be it. But,
you don't need Kwame. You don't need Kwame trying to shut down the Tighten Up podcast, man.
But what I was gonna say is, Kwity Paye shows flashes, and he did it all through college. Showed flashes, and then he just disappears. And, that's the same thing that Andrew Wiggins has done a lot through his entire career.
Yep.
So, I kind of liken him to the guy I call Mr. Inconsistent, Andrew Wiggins. Because, he might show up one time, and next time he might disappear. He might be on a whole series, a whole quarter, a whole half, even the whole game. You just never know.
That's a good one.
That's true, though. That is true.
It's that mama cooking. Oh man, my guy Chris came in, man. He said this would be Radon's first shoot test. If depending on how big Sappho's injury is. So we'll see. Speaking of interest, we keep winning these games. I'll tell you one. I thought he was in trouble from the get-go. I mean, we need money to sign Harold Landry, and that's the contract that we can get rid of the side Harold Landry. But he might be on the outs. Maybe we'll see. Bud Dupree looked 100% last Sunday.
Still not 100% yet, actually.
Yeah, he not, but he looked there. That's how he looked, though. He getting there. So that's
just as long as he's 100% for the Titans' perspective, just as long as he's 100% when it comes to playoffs.
Yep. Yeah, that's the same thing we're doing Julio. We've been too cautious, in my opinion, but I understand. We we need you for when it matters the most. I guess they believe that they're going to be there when it matters the most. So they looking like it right now. My brother's lifelong Colts fan. He's going to Lucas Oil this weekend. First time ever. Check out bucket list. Cool.
I'm trying to make a trip to Lucas Oil to check that off my bucket list too.
Man, go when they play the Jets, man. Guaranteed win. I'm kidding.
I really wanted to go to the San Francisco game since I'm on the West Coast. It would have been a lot easier to get down there, but I'm glad I didn't because I didn't want to be out there in that rain like that.
I used to love rain games, man. But
I love rain games. I love playing in them. I don't like sitting there on the bench watching the game.
Exactly.
Oh man. So let's get on to week 8 upset pick of the week. So after listening to Drop Balls Pod, y'all did have an upset. My actually upset pick of the week. Both of y'all actually have. We all had the Lions over the Eagles this week. So let's choose another one. We all know we agree on that one. So what's y'all upset pick of this upcoming week?
I gotta think on that one for a minute. Chris, you got one for
him? Yeah, I guess so. Who Washington plays? Who does Washington play? Denver, right?
I guess if they're really upset, they got the same record.
I mean, that's the thing.
It's a road game.
People expected Denver to be better because of. Well, I mean, heck, we expect the Washington football team to be better too, but
True.
Denver started off 3-0, so they expected them to be a little bit better. But I guess, really, because we both had the Lions winning.
I almost got Jacksonville, Seattle, but almost. I ain't ready to go there though.
I don't see. That's the thing. We talked about that the other day too. Mike talked about Jacksonville and Seattle, and it's one of those things where. You don't know because Seattle is Seattle, and but I might change this pick because I did pick Kansas City on Monday night. But to be honest, if they can't figure out their turnover woes, and if they can't get it together on defense, then I can see the New York Giants upsetting the Kansas City Chiefs. And I mean, at this point, it's not. I mean, as the Kansas City is like 3-4, so it's not really an upset because they don't have a winning record, but it's Kansas City, and they're playing at Arrowhead. So I could see the Giants upsetting Kansas City this week.
Against the Giants,
and I mean the Giants, they've done it already. Like they
Saints
just upset the Panthers, which people thought the Panthers were going to win. They upset the Saints. So the Giants aren't out the realm of possibility from upsetting somebody.
Right.
Okay. Got a couple. This is the reason why I've got a couple, just because it depends upon the injury. And I think Chris knows which one I'm going to go to first.
Yep.
Now, if Tyrod Taylor comes back this week and he's playing, I'm going with the Houston Texans over the Los Angeles Rams. Yes, I'm not crazy. I don't have any drinks over here. I believe that they were playing well when Tyrod Taylor was out there. That offense was clicking. Then he got injured, and then this is what happened. So
and he's way more mobile than Davis Mills.
Yes.
So when plays break down, he can get up out of there.
But yeah, I got that one. That of course, depending on if Tyrod Taylor plays. Now, if he doesn't play, I'll take the Falcons over the Carolina Panthers, which really not necessarily an upset, but if you look at where everybody had the Atlanta Falcons winning this year, it's an upset in that regard.
True, man. That's so good. Y'all came with the bold ones this week. Golly. All right, I say Lions beat Eagles, Saints, and Bucks. Yeah,
Saints and Bucks.
I know Damian Adams, he'd love to hear that, but they got him at home. But yeah, Tom Brady lost them twice when he beat them in the playoffs, so I guess it's not that big of revenge. But yeah, who else? Justin McKinney said no. Chiefs got the Giants. Yeah,
I thought the Chiefs had the Titans too, and look what happened.
So man, Chiefs need to try Jesus this week. Spread holy water over the whole defense, and just have church out there, church before the game.
They ain't no heaven in defense. But it's crazy. The Titans had like one of the worst defenses last year, but we still somehow win 11-5. So I can't get the Chiefs their excuse. Like if we could pull that off with that defense last year, they should be able to.
The only
get
difference
somewhere.
was the Titans can run the football and take away, play keep
That's
away.
true.
Chiefs can't do that. Chiefs ain't ran the football since Jesus was alive. I don't think.
They can, but they won't.
Gracious.
According to Marcus
This man
Spears, they
might
can,
come
but they
in with
won't.
it, man.
That's Jesus. So, what's my Jamal? What's my name? Jamal Charles.
Jamal Charles.
That's been like 2 decades ago, almost a decade or so ago. I mean,
Priest Holmes and Larry Johnson.
Man, look, you going back?
Yes, I am.
We talking about it's 10-year-old kids that probably ain't seen a Kansas City running back that people fear.
Right. That's facts. Ryan, he actually took mine. I actually looked at that one. Patriots at the Chargers.
We talked about that the other day and was saying that if the Patriots can establish the run game, because the Chargers' run defense is terrible, we can definitely see that happening.
Right.
Yep, that's one of mine. And I'll also have Dallas is playing at Minnesota on Sunday night. Minnesota really, like you said, they're 3-3, but they really could be easily 5-1.
Yeah.
So give me Minnesota in that game. Dallas is looking good. I need Dak Prescott to save my fantasy team this week since he come out the bye. But high scoring game, give me Minnesota.
Pray for that calf, man. Pray for that calf.
Yes. I need them badly. But Ian say I'm taking Passover Chargers too. So there we have it. Week 8 picks. Before I get y'all out of here, I had to show my shirt. We a bunch of Jimmy Butler fans on this podcast. Miami Heat fan.
There we go.
Case. Had to rep for y'all.
He's not on my team anymore, but he's still my favorite player in the NBA.
Yep. But before we go, of course, man, plug. I guess start Mike and Chris. Plug y'all social where everybody can follow you on social media and plug y'all podcast.
All right. Well, of course, you can find me on Twitter at MikePatton82. You can find me every week touring the AFC South. I got something special for the fantasy football lovers tomorrow, but Thursday. I'm getting my days mixed up. Thursday. Okay. I got something good for the fantasy football lovers, and you can find it on all platforms as well.
So you can find me on Twitter at DropBallsPod. Follow back. I love having a good time on Twitter. I'm usually on there pretty much all day, just talking trash. But but you can find the podcast, Drop Balls Podcast. It is available on every major platform: Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, Spotify, all of the above. So go ahead and check it out one time for your boy, and just let me know what y'all think.
And for sure. And if y'all need anything, I follow, I retweet every single podcast show they drop. So if y'all want access to it, need access to it, just like I said, you follow me, help y'all tighten up, or my personal profile, the one _P Sharp. I retweet everything y'all put out. So, and y'all need to find them. That's where you can find them at. Get some last minute comments. I'm going to be honest. I thought Travis Kelce was going to go off against us the playoff game a couple years ago. We on the one because Kelce got hurt. Yeah, that was that first playoff game, Mariota. And Rachel Nichols' favorite player. It's time to go. Time to clock out.
On that note,
the coffee was brewing.
On that note, y'all know where to find me. And this time, tighten up.